Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. So the first question we have today is, my parents don't support an interracial marriage. What do I do? I think here we're talking about where the ethnicity of the background of the family is different. Because in Islamic legal teachings, we do have the concept of the preference or the recommendation of having a lot of overlap in terms of suitability between a potential spouse. So coming from the same culture is going to help people to relate. Now, that being said, I think what this question is coming from is a lot of people born and raised here in America, they are born and raised with the kind of more open American mindset, and America doesn't have like one rigid culture, but there is a general kind of attitude and mentality associated with being raised in America that I would say a large body of people share. Obviously, being raised in America as an African American, being raised in America as someone affluent versus living in a lower income is going to be a little bit different. Growing up in the kind of rural area versus the city and the urban area, that's going to make a difference. But I think the problem a lot of our young people are facing is where this, for example, a young man is from Egypt and he would like to marry this sister who's from African American background, or this sister is Pakistani and she would like to marry this brother who's Turkish, or and we're talking about the backgrounds. I mean, these people were born and raised here in America. So I think when we look at the seerah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was adamant to marry people in ways that built broad diversity and went outside of the very rigid cultural tribal mindset. Islam is against tribalism. So I think always good to sit with an imam and the parents to talk about the fact, if there is real compatibility, it shouldn't matter what the background ethnically speaking. If there's a strong religious connection and bonding that makes sense, and the ideas of religiosity and the hopes and dreams overlap, that should be the ultimate priority, as the Prophet ﷺ said. But I think best case scenario, if the parents are pushing back based upon that cultural mentality, it's the imam's job to take a stand for the religion and push back from a religious standpoint, that if they are agreeing to marry and they want to marry, then there should be no reason to stand between them. If it came to a situation where there is good religious agreement, there are people who observe 5 daily prayers, there are people who are committed to learning the Quran and the Hadith, and they would like to marry, and the parents are making a problem over this, it's ideally the imam would convince them that, these people are looking for a halal relationship and it's their life and so forth. If somebody chose for a male, it's much easier. But for a female, if she chose, then according to one hadith of the Prophet, that if a good man comes to marry your daughter and he has good practice of faith and his character is known to be good, then you should marry your daughter to that man. So if he's not willing to do that, some scholars suggested that he's lost his right to wilaya or guardianship to make that decision. Wallahu alam.